Today, I'm going to be talking a little bit about how the inner work never ends. Now, I don't know about y'all, but when I think about my speaking journey and me building my business in I would say about a week or so, I'm going to, hey, in a week or so, I'm going to celebrate my seventh anniversary, my seventh business anniversary. Can't believe it. I was actually just talking to another coworker in this area that I have my office, and we were talking about, yes, we finally made it. We finally made it over the 5 year mark, and thankfully, I thank God because I've been able to grow in a way where I'm consistently evolving and I'm reaching new heights in my business, even through the adversities and the challenges that arise. But as I'm pivoted into the consulting work that I do now, when I first started my business, it was only speaking in events. All I was doing was just speaking in events. In fact, inside of my bio, I quote the number of people I've been able to educate. And at that time, that was like about 4 years ago, which was around like 10,000 individuals. So it's actually increased since then. But what I realized in the start of me utilizing my voice and my expertise in this way and to monetize it through speaking is how much inner work needed to be done. Now, I don't know about y'all, and you can tell me in the chat if you've ever felt this way, but I've certainly felt this way. I've been coached and I've been consulted, and there were times that people said, well, it's your mindset. And I'm like, if somebody tells me one more again that it's my mindset, I'm going to blow a gasket. If you've ever felt like that, put a two in the chat, okay? Now, the reality is that sometimes it's not, right? Sometimes it's the strategy that you need to utilize. Maybe you need to choose a different avatar that you're reaching out to. Maybe there are different funnels that you need to consider. Maybe you need to change the marketing channel that you're using as you're sharing your message and your voice. But, 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 my friends, there is some parts of what makes us who we are that may prevent us from stepping fully into the visibility that's needed. And that's what I want to talk a little bit about today. When I decided to pivot out of healthcare and do the work that I'm doing now, I came into a place where I wasn't well known. No one knew who I was. No one knew the impact I could have. They didn't care about any of the accolades that I was able to achieve in healthcare. And it really did a number on me. And when you're out in business and you're building your business and you're sharing your message out in the world, the pull of a sense of belonging does a disservice to us. And let me explain that. There are some ways in our business that we need community. Absolutely. We need community. We're hosting a networking event today at 2 o'clock. We need community so that we know that we're not on this journey alone. However, a lot of us haven't built enough community with self. What do I mean by that? When I started on this journey and pivoted outside of healthcare into the business that I have now, when I decided to go off and to go to college, even though I didn't have any examples in my immediate family to help me along the way, all of those instances, for majority of that time, I was alone. And sometimes in business, you feel that way. Sometimes we're waiting for someone to say, yeah, go Jasmine, you got this. You're deserving, you're worthy. And we wait and we wait and we wait, thinking that there's some magical time where you're going to get the green light of when you should take up more space or expand. And really, that green light needs to come within. I have seen many business owners and in my own journey in ways I have self sabotaged myself, whether that's not showing up for resources that I know that are available, whether that's not asking for the sale, whether that's comparing myself to someone that may be a few steps ahead of me. Those things begin to creep up. And they often creep up because we haven't done enough work of belonging to ourselves first. In one of my keynotes, I talk about this because belonging to self was what I needed. I was so consumed with having the acceptance of others, having the okay from people that I admired or were inspired by. And many of you, if you take an honest assessment of where you are, you may be waiting for that as well. You may be waiting for that perfect opportunity. You may lack self-trust. You may lack a sense of belonging to yourself. And then that ultimately leads to you not having enough trust or feelings of worthiness in sharing your message. Now, if you felt that way, or if you're struggling with that, I want you to know that there is not a magic pill. I'm not going to share anything in this conversation today that's going to magically have that go away. And that's simply the reason why I state here, the inner work never ends. You will never be all set, perfect in navigating these feelings. But what you will have is the ability to keep moving forward despite those feelings. And so this Monday, we're going to be talking about what are some strategies we can employ when we know that the inner work never ends, when we know that we're not seeking perfection, when we know that we want to strengthen the sense of self, the sense of belonging to self, so that we can show up in a way that honors the legacy that we want to live out today. I have met so many incredible people in the work that I've done. I've met you either through events that you've attended. I've met you through consulting with you and working with you and creating and packaging your expertise into signature speaking and training programs. But with all of the blessings of being able to support y'all, it's y'all that's doing that incredible work, right? It's you that has to show up for yourself. It's you that has to pitch. It's you that has to expand. It's you that has to step into being the authority figure in your specific industry, despite whatever tools that I provide. What I provide are just the tools. So I want to encourage each of you that as you are growing, take a moment, think about how far you've come. Think about what you've been able to accomplish. Celebrate yourself. I certainly have to do that on a regular basis. And for those of us who have been blessed as mental health warriors, we have some more challenges to kind of work through as we look at the inner work that we have to do in order to share our message. Getting on here, getting live, and being here with y'all, I'm gonna tell you this. What would I rather do? Watch Law and Order? I'd rather watch Law and Order than going live. Okay, I'd rather be by myself right now, chilling, right? But I also know what my purpose-driven work is and how I've been called by viewing my life, taking a look back at some of the amazing things I've been able to accomplish. I've been called to do the work that I'm doing, and that requires me to get visible. But do I have to think, right? Do I have to push myself some days to go out there and share my voice? Absolutely. Absolutely. Do I worry sometimes about how I'm looking? Is my hair, like right now, I see a little hair right now that's not, fully laying down. So what? I've had to get over myself to really fulfill the legacy that I know that I've been called to achieve right now. So I want to invite you. We have a free masterclass this Monday, and Coach Angela and myself will be talking about mindset, visibility strategies, and your speaking. So if you know that you still have a little bit of inkling in there in your own way in which you're showing up for yourself or your business, come in, be poured into. It's free. It is absolutely free 99. We do have a VIP option. It's just $27 so that you can spend some private time with me and Coach Angela with asking questions. But if you're not interested in that, if you just want to come in and view us and hear what we have to say and discuss, it's going to be incredible. And we're going to be pouring into you so that you can begin to strengthen the muscles of a sense of belonging of self. Dr. Maya Angelou, I'll conclude with this. Dr. Maya Angelou talks about this. In fact, her quote was featured in one of Dr. Brene Brown's books. I think it is Braving the Wilderness. I could be wrong, but don't quote me on that. And when she talked about this sense of belonging to self, she talked about how much freedom is in that space, right? But many of us don't attain that. So I want to encourage each of you as you're moving along in your journey to strengthen that sense of belonging to self. The sense of belonging to community is already innate. As human beings and how we're wired, we're seeking out others. We want to be around others. We want to be accepted. We want to be seen. We want to be heard. But that work needs to start within you first. If you truly want to stick with your business growth, the evolution and pivoting that may occur, and even with you utilizing your own voice and speaking to others, just like how I am right now on live, or speaking on stages, or doing webinars, or trainings, or podcasts, that refinement needs to be worked on. And it's a work that never ends. We're not looking for perfection. We're just looking for the boost that you need to keep moving forward and expand in the powerful work that you do. All right, y'all. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you all next time. Bye.